between the years and within the offense physically. I feel like I'm in a really good spot with obviously within myself but with my teammates, and really tapped into what my coaches really are looking forward to accomplish.
What gives you? Would you worry about your offense throughout training camp that you didn't know going in?
Yeah, I think we got a chance to be really, really explosive. Already had a feeling of that, through spring, and with the talent we returned to, and just the schemes that we have, man, we're gonna. I think we have a really, really awesome chance to make a lot of noise and be explosive. But obviously, that comes with execution of details, fundamentals, and so many things. And I know these guys are really honed into doing that because of their work ethic and how much they put into it. But it's been really cool to gel with a lot of new guys like JC, Zakari, and a whole lot of new guys, man. A lot of younger receivers, stepping up and being asked to put in really big roles coming up. So and they're ready for it, and they're really excited, and I'm excited to watch them go play.
What did you dealing with pressure, communicating with that at this level? Last year going through?
Yeah, last year was my first year as a starter. I kind of had a taste of that. Played a little bit where I was at for 2 years, and certainly at the you experience a little bit of pushback or whatever you want to call it. Especially in this day and age of social media and just all the ways you can hear voices. It's so easy for that to penetrate your ears, but just I've had a lot of help this off season. Really in my spiritual life, my emotional and mental life, and with helps of different people. I've mentioned it before, but man, that's the game changer. Really finding that confidence between the ears, man. Because God's gifted me with so much talent. I'm realizing that, and I'm really tapped into using the gifts He's given me to be a great leader. But to display glory for Him through my play.
That's that thing. Was it working for you or not?
I hope it's working. No, it's working, but used it all throughout spring and the spring game, and all throughout the practices, and even throughout the scrimmages. We made sure to make sure all the rules were in play for those scrimmages, like the 15-second cutoff and clock resets. There's so many things that go into it, but it's been smooth. I really like it, being able to audibly hear Coach Lundy's voice and hearing the play call instead of deciphering hand signals. So obviously that makes it easier for me, and mainly really in helping me navigate teammates and being able to relay calls to my guys up front and everybody around me.
You mentioned the cutoff. Are you glad he can't talk to you during the play?
Good Lord, he likes to give information. He's a very informative person. So
that's quite for him, right?
Yeah. I don't know how he feels about it, but it's definitely good that it cuts off, so it allows me to go play. Not have analysis through paralysis, all that stuff. So it's good.
Did you do that sometimes last year? Kind of overanalyze things? At times last year, did you do that a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. You go into your first year of a starter, you want to have a good impression, obviously, and make a lot of noise. And like I've said before, man, 2022 Illinois had an incredible team, and being thrusted into that role, being that quarterback, I wanted to keep that momentum going. So I put a lot of pressure on myself, which shook me up a little bit at times, but I think it was good for me, because now I'm a lot stronger from it, and know how to deal with it, and I think I'm in a good spot to really do some cool things to share with my teammates.
What does a second consecutive year with Barry mean for you, Luke? I know it's a first for you.
Yeah, first year with back-to-back coordinators, and I didn't really understand how underrated that was until obviously now. So nothing's really new to me. With the verbiage, the play calls, how he sees things playing out in the run game, pass game, protection, so many different things. As you would think, just comfort, and it gives me a lot of confidence knowing kind of in a play call, how he sees it going into it. Man, I can get inside of his mind and really go execute it the way he sees it playing out against certain teams, certain looks, whatever it may be.
Whether it was coming here or like when Levy left after your first year at Ole Miss, is it really like learning a new language? How would you try to, analyze it for somebody?
Yeah, absolutely. There's coordinators across the country who do similar things and come from the same tree and will use the same language. But with my experience, I came from Lane Kiffin's kind of offense. So going from year 1 to year 2, my freshman to sophomore year was a little bit similar because he's such an offensive mind. But coming from Ole Miss to here, it's totally nothing's the same. Football's football, and people are going to be in similar places, and all that. But the way things are called, it's like English and Spanish and Mandarin and like French, and like that's just how it is. But once you get in, had an understanding of football and X's and O's, it's just learning those words, and that's really it.
You played really well against Minnesota last year, but after the injury, it seems like they went with the hot hand. How did that impact you coming into this year?
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken on it a lot, man. It was a difficult time, obviously it was, but because I wanted to be out there, I wanted to grow. My teammates wanted to be that leader for them on the field, and wanted to compete. That's ultimately why I'm here. My dream was to play college football, not to be on the sidelines. So being able to be on the field means a lot. So it was difficult. At the time, I didn't really understand why God was putting me in that position, and some days were hard, some days were difficult to come up and show up. But man, I just remembered that God had a perfect vision for me, and I'm really seeing that come into fruition now, and so excited to go display that growth that I've experienced physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and in all those ways, and really excited to put that on display.
So obviously you guys want to cut down on the sacks. You gave up offensive line. You guys seem pretty bullish on it, but what's your role in that? And what kind of did you learn from the experience last year, Jim?
Yeah, sacks are always just a skewed stat. The offensive line gets way too much hate for that stat, and the outside regular fan or whoever it may be doesn't really notice that. So many people are saying the offensive line should do this, that, and the other, but man, so much of that is on me as well, being able to navigate the pocket, understand where pressure's coming from, and feeling my way through things. A lot of that comes with reps, and understanding week to week different edge rushers or different whatever it may be. But like I said, man, going into year 2 with Coach Lenny's offense and just being here simply, I just have a lot of comfort and within that space, because that was one area I struggled with. And I think one area of physical growth, and one thing I worked on was my feet, my drops and stuff like that, getting different depths in the pocket and things like that, and it's really been helpful, and feel really confident going into that for sure.
You said you guys can be more explosive. What about your weapons? Do you think what's changing? Obviously, you had 3 really good receivers last year, but feels like you guys have more maybe this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously you have the return of Pat Bryant, who's already had production here and has done some great things, and one of our captains. So he's going to do what he does, and there's no secret to that. And Zakari as well. Obviously he's new to this program, but he's not new to college football. Obviously with the production and the yards he's racked up over his years of college football, but behind that, there's guys that are going to have to, be thrusted into, some major roles. And like I said before, they're ready for that. They've trained for it, prepared for it, and I think they're confident of it. And it feels like throughout camp, each day it was somebody else's day. Like it was Malik's day, or it was Alex's day, Alex Cappa-Jones, or Canaries, or Condix. And there was, so many different guys who just made incredible, consistent plays. And I have no doubt whoever's out there, whoever's an outside receiver, slot guy, they're going to be in the right spot and do their job.
There's a pretty good player at left tackle, right? So is there a comfort level that you have knowing you got a guy like JC protecting the blind side?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, that left tackle position for a right-handed quarterback is super important at all levels, and he's such a good dude. Where we can chop it up in the locker room or wherever we are, and I just have a trust in him that goes further than just the field. And obviously he's done some really great things where he was at, and that's the reason why he's here, and he's going to continue to do those because how hard he's worked, how he's really been cohesive with that offensive line, and really just meshed well with that culture. So I have no hesitance or doubt of how he'll translate his game, or however you may see it. But he's excited. I know he is to be able to just go play with us, and I'm excited to go play with him.
Are there some key indicators you want to take away from game 1 where you can point to, hey, the work paid off, and I did I did that, and improved in those areas?
Yeah, I mean we just talked about the sacks, and you come off last season wanting to to jump back into another game to kind of fix your mistakes, and you have 8 or 9 months of, waiting around to be able to, get your next game action to correct those mistakes or whatever it may be. So yeah, definitely going into the first game, you're gonna, want to see those things show up, and I'm really confident that those things will, because of, like I said, the work I put in, the intentionality of, and the detail that, and the focus I put into each and every little nuance that I think I need to correct. And obviously there will be some incredible excitement going out there for the first time again for a new season, and maybe some jitters or whatever for everybody. But I know once we settle in, and I think a big goal for us is starting fast too. Yeah, it'll be fun after that first drive to be able to learn, and after the second drive learn, and really see those things come into play.
Two night games to open the season. How does the work you guys have done during camp that way help with that?
Yeah, Coach B is very calculated and detailed, and in every area of his life and in his job. Obviously, he's been doing this for an incredibly long time, and he's put us. We've had numerous night practices under the lights. Both of our scrimmages were at at that 8 o'clock window for our first game, and our second one was at the 6 o'clock window for our second game, just to be able to feel the lighting under the lights, all that stuff. So it may not seem like it means a lot, but it does with pass catchers and the kicking game and all that. So it's not going to be new to us. I mean, the only thing really new is going to be the fans in the stadium and things like that, and facing a new opponent. So the environment and the outside, whatever it is, man, we're ready for it.
What have you noticed about having the tablets on the sideline and maybe having video like on demand? What do you like about it? Not like about it?
Yeah, it's really cool. In high school, I was able to have the iPad throughout my starting years there. So I remember after every series, man, the whole time I'm watching each play, watching each look, and seeing what we can do, and as you would think. So it's definitely an advantage for us to be able to see our formations, how they match up with this defense, things like that. But on the other side of it, the defense is watching us too, so it may neutralize out. But it's definitely a help to be able to make in-game adjustments for our coaches, and I know they're excited about it. So it'll be a help for me too, to be able to, sometimes I'll come off the field last year and be like, man, I don't know what I saw there. I didn't see it clearly. Well, within a second's notice, you'll be able to, kind of clear that up and move on. So I think that'll be cool.
Luke, I guess over the last couple of months, I've noticed a confidence emanating about where you guys are, and not just the normal week one confidence. Curious if you would agree with that, and maybe in your eyes, what's the root of maybe that feeling?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think this is a really confident bunch. Obviously, because I think it starts with the leadership, through obviously from top to bottom with Coach B and our coordinators, our position coaches, and analysts, GAs, but ultimately, man, I think it's about the players, and I think we just have such a close brotherhood between this team, man. That's unlike anything I've been a part of, even last year and even 2 years before where I was at, man. And everybody's tight, and everybody trusts one another, and like you said, I think the team's confident, in what we're doing, because for some of them it's year 3 of being a starter and with Coach Lunny, and so they understand and what to do, what's going on. And for me, it's year 2, so they probably feel my confidence, in what I'm doing. And like I said, with the help I've received, and just going through so much last year, so much adversity, so much pain and suffering. And honestly, I had to find a way to pick myself back up, and I believe I've done that, and I'm ready to go put it on display.